Oh no.
Missing.
Greg?
Missing.
I thought this was a duet.
Missing.
Oh, so you're just gonna sing all the parts? Those are not the right sounds.
Missing.
Can you hear me?
Missing. Oh, missing.
Bonk. Welcome to Miss Thing.
I'm Greg.
And I'm Tim, and this is a podcast that celebrates and appreciates the Miss Things of the past, present, and future.
Yeah, in each episode, we take a key moment from our Miss Thing's storied career and do what we're sort of most skilled at, and that's make their career all about us.
I mean, finally something that I will excel at, you will excel at.
Yeah, finally something for the audience to live for.
Exactly, for us to live for.
Oh, yeah, by the audience, I mean us. Yeah, we do this for us.
Yeah.
And of course, our Miss Things to a much lesser extent.
Yeah, I guess.
I was feeling a bit like a Miss Thing the other day. Not to sort of dive right in, but I was feeling like a Miss Thing. I was sort of walking around my neighborhood, really TCOB, taking care of business.
Okay, TCBY.
At TCBY. TCOB at TCBY, my new place of employment. So I was TCOB.
Yes.
Walking around my neighborhood, really living it up. Like I was going from shop to shop, like really like getting it all done.
Okay.
You know, saying hi to people, feeling really friendly for whatever reason.
Yeah, this doesn't sound like you.
Yeah, exactly. The meds were hitting that day.
Okay.
So
I'm back in.
yeah. So I'm getting everything done. Getting my getting my iced coffee. I'm getting my dry cleaning. Everything. I walk into my house. This is about 4 hours of being on the town. I walk into my house and we have a mirrored wall. Mm-hmm. As you know, you've been in there. Yes. And I look in the mirrored wall only to discover that my shirt was sort of like tucked into the center of my pants. Sort of tan France, French tuck style.
Yes.
But, here, let me put my drink down for this. But then on the sides, my skin, the shirt was ridden up over both my sides, bare skin exposed on both of my hips.
Very flattering.
And it looked as if I was wearing a thong bodysuit.
And so are you looking back and realize no one was only looking above your head, No one was looking down?
Oh, no. Everyone was sort of looking at me, and that's why I was kind of feeling my Miss Thing oats. I'm sort of going wow, I'm really I'm the center of attention today. People really want to get to know me, and everyone's kind of checking me out, looking up and down. I'm thinking, I'm looking pretty good today. Yes. Little do I know, my skin, my hips are exposed.
And your hips don't lie.
I'm looking like Nicki Minaj. My hips, no, they certainly don't lie. I'm looking like Nicki Minaj out on the streets of Glendale Boulevard.
And the unfortunate thing is you actually were wearing a thong romper, but it was underneath that.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. No, that's my traditional underwear.
Yeah, and it was wait, I didn't even get to show the real one. It was fully covered.
Right. Yeah. You were seeing sort of the external one. Yeah. I was sort of worried about my mental state in the sense that I couldn't feel the air sort of grazing against my hips. Wow, Jinx, personal Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Well, how can you just let me do that without sort of stopping that?
You know,
telling me I owe you a Coke.
I went immediately to the title of EP was, the wind. I already forgot it.
The wind amongst my hips.
I don't even think that's what it was.
The wind beneath my wings, famous karaoke song when I was 10 years old.
The wind against my hips? We'll figure it out. You, the listeners,
Sure.
You know what is funny is I had the almost exact same experience at the gym last week, which is I went to the gym, and now that is wall-to-wall mirrors. And okay. Now, you would think that, when you're working out, it's good to look in the mirror to, see your proper form.
No, you just will not. You'll avoid
I will avoid that at all costs. Yeah. And so then I, again, had, a lengthy workout, full brag, and then I come
trying to be
home.
relatable to the folks at home, Tim.
Well, our listeners are very fit.
They're
and
very
active.
fit. They're young. They're hip. They're hot. They're Gen Z.
So
Their
hips,
the Gennifer
yeah,
Zs.
yeah, Gennifer Z's hips are hot as fuck.
Oh yeah. They don't lie.
They absolutely not. Put them under a lie detector.
As
won't matter.
You know, thinking back, mine were lying a little bit that day.
Our hips lie, but our listeners'
my hips were lying to me.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the gym.
Well, just then I can't remember if I was either leaving the gym or I got back here and I looked in the mirror after the entire workout and realized that I had not once for that entire day looked at my hair. And I had the most massive like bed hair cowlick like sticking up in the back. Nothing was combed or like brushed in any way. Like it literally looked like I walked through a tornado.
Twisters.
Yeah, and then also I was wearing like
a... Which I kind of want to see that film.
I do.
What do you think about that?
Well, the original Twister is like canon. It is perfect.
Of course, the cow flying across the screen.
Oh,
We've got cows.
There better be 2 cows in this one.
So your hair is looking like it's been
and then I looked
Helen
and I
Hunt.
also just picked a workout shirt that like I hadn't worn in a while, but it was clean. And then I realized it looked like I had lost 100 pounds. It was so baggy. Like it was truly, it could have, I knew when I was working out that I was like, oh, this is like almost covering up my shorts, but like who cares? And I was like, I look like check me into the institution.
Sure.
You know, and people would actually say, who's the most unwell? That man.
You were serving dad's shirt. When you're a kid and you put on your dad's shirt and it's sort of like a skirt. Dad shirt.
Yes. And I think in my head I was thinking more like sexy girlfriend shirt, you know? Like you put on your boyfriend's shirt and it's a little big, but your shoulder's popping out a little bit, it's showing a little collarbone.
Yeah, Natalie Portman, no strings attached, future Miss Thing.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And that was not actually what it was.
No.
Now, Greg. Greg, do you have a doll of the day, mother of the moment, sister of the second, aka Dod Mom Sauce, our famous segment where we sort of talk about the thing that we are most excited about and obsessed with in the culture at the moment. And boy, do I ever have a Dod Mom Sauce. Okay.
And that has to be, no questions asked, also future Miss Thing, the song Nasty by Tinashe.
Oh, no, I don't know this song at all. Okay, so you need to educate.
You don't know this song
educate
at
the
all?
girly right now.
Okay, so Tinashe.
I know Tinashe.
Yeah, of course. Future Miss Thing, obviously.
Sleepover by Britney Spears and her, one of the best music videos.
Yes. Okay. So I have a few things to say about Tinashe. First of all, she is a total, like, she's always been a sleeper. She's always been the one, been releasing really great music for years.
Yeah.
For years. So she's gone ahead and released this song called Nasty, which is currently all over TikTok, all over the internet. It has bred like this insane meme that you can't escape, starting with the video of this like lanky, nerdy white boy.
Okay, I didn't know that was nasty. Okay, yes.
I've been a nasty girl.
Yes.
I've been a nasty. I can't get enough.
Yes.
It just is.
I thought I was gonna sneeze. You're gonna be in the middle of the story, and I'm gonna sneeze. But
you're
continue.
being a nasty boy for me.
I'm trying to be a little nasty.
You're a little nasty.
Yeah.
It's a song that dares to ask, anybody gonna match my freak?
And has anyone matched your freak?
Well, I think you and I match each other's freaks in a way. Not only do we match each other's freaks, we match each other's frequencies, like in our gay voice.
Oh, 100%.
The levels, you know, sort of high up.
I wonder
here.
if straight people can even hear this podcast.
No. All that. Nor should they.
They absolutely not. They click and they're like, huh, this is just white noise. There's nothing here.
All I hear is this sort of like
high-pitched squeak.
This hiss. It sort of just sounds like THTH. It sounds like I'm sort of in Spain.
Yes. A lot of S.
A lot of S. So anyway, I just love everything about the song. I love the culture that it's bred. That video of the white boy, the lanky, nerdy white boy and his like, I want to say like their maybe boyfriend, girlfriend.
Okay.
but or maybe they're dance partners, but that video has like sort of proliferated, like it's all over my feed. I saw, when King Charles,
How dare you?
excuse me, how dare I
Respect the name.
Sure, respect the crown.
Yeah.
Most importantly, when he sort of revealed his new portrait.
Oh, right.
But instead of the portrait, it was the video of the up in a nested girl, up in a nested, and you to polite claps.
Yes.
I love it so much. It's
Listeners,
so funny.
I would like one of the listeners to now. Unfortunately, the people who aren't watching this on YouTube will not see that Greg was shaking his damn hips and kind of recreating the video.
Yeah.
And so I would like one of our listeners to take this clip of Greg from YouTube and put it on the King Charles portrait video.
Sure. Too nasty, obviously.
Exactly. And then just like blow us up.
Oh, please. We have been waiting for this. But it also, one last thing on Nasty, to me, what I'm so obsessed with the song, by the way, never heard the song before in my life. I've only heard like that clip.
Yeah.
But to me, it's a perfect example of an OCD song.
Oh, right.
A song that's like really repetitive and it sort of like invades my brain.
That to me is Make Me Sweat. Make
Oh
me
my
water.
God.
Yeah.
Make me lose my... Make me... Bum.
Now,
Also, think about me. Think about me, espresso. Cut a vibe. Baby, are you coming for the ride?
what song is that last part?
Willow. Watermelon sugar high.
Wow.
Watermelon sugar high. Watermelon sugar high.
Greg's lost it.
Watermelon sugar. What you say? That you only meant
Okay,
well, cause you didn't. What you say, Jason Derulo? What did you say? Those are OCD songs.
I don't know how to respond to what I just witnessed. It does feel like you are now joining me in the institute.
Should I take that on tour this summer?
I think you should absolutely, and I think you should be doing that as the portrait of you dancing to Nasty Girl is unveiled behind you.
Enough about me. Now that my OCD is now that everything's repeating
activated.
in my head. Do you have a dot mom sauce?
I absolutely do. And I actually thought, now here I was so excited because I thought that we were going to same-mind it. What's the phrase where you, like, two people are on the same wavelength?
I know exactly where you're going.
And I was like, this is going to be funny because whoever says it first and then goes, that's my Dad Mom sauce. And actually, you kind of left me hanging, which is very typical you.
This is just a forever. This is a Miss thing, actually. Please regale us.
So my Dad Mom sauce is this clip that you sent me a couple days ago. It's an Inside Edition. It's a very famous like meme video. It's not meme. Is meme the?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's like it's gone on to become a meme.
So it is this. Inside Lisa Guerrero from
you went in, got the names.
I got the names.
Sure,
versus psychic detective Lori McQuarrie. And I have to read.
That is also your name if you were born a girl. Lori McQuarrie.
Of course, I'm changing my name right now.
You are Lori McQuarrie.
And so I'm just going to read you the transcript right now.
Oh, I was hoping you would do this.
Okay. It is. Okay. She goes, this is a girl who you said is beaten and killed.
Holding up a photo, by the way.
Holding up a photo of a young girl.
Yeah.
And then the psychic detective goes, okay. And then Lisa goes, this little girl is me. And you told somebody that she's dead. Mm-hmm. And then she goes, wait a minute, she didn't disappear? And then Lisa goes, I'm right here. And then she goes, well, that's interesting, isn't it? And then the woman goes, how do you explain being wrong? She goes, I can't explain it. Now, I want to break this down. I already have. But it's like this for so many reasons as us. Because it's like, one, this little girl is me and you told me that she's dead.
I remember the case.
Is very something that like I would say to you. Is you constantly telling me like, I'm dead. I look dead.
Yeah.
I always often feel kind of like beaten and killed around you.
Things that are true to me.
Yes.
To me. In my reality.
Yeah, and it's I feel like I'm constantly having to remind you, like, Greg, I'm right here.
Oh.
you think that I've been beaten and killed, and I'm like, Greg, I'm right here.
Yeah, I'm sort of like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then, like, I don't think there's ever been a more us thing than, how do you explain being wrong? And then responding with, I can't explain it. Which is, I think, something, a general, pattern in my life of someone saying, how do you explain being wrong? And I say, I can't explain it.
Can't explain it. Of course not.
I've actually never experienced that.
What I love most about that video is that I cannot decipher who's who because we are both so equally both of them in that video. We're also both the girl in the picture in a lot of ways.
Depending on our mood. I mean,
Sure.
I think for most of the time we are Laurie McQuarrie, the older psychic detective. I think looks-wise,
haircut-wise,
yeah,
fashion sense.
But as far as the like gotcha journalism of trying to get the other one caught in a lie,
yeah, sort of always
we're
trying
Lisa.
to, trying to always shank the other
and always
one.
kind of holding up a picture to the other one of ourselves, being like, Greg, look at this picture of me, comment on it.
Look at this.
Look
photo.
at me.
Yeah, look at me. What do you see? Should we take a break and get into Miss Thing?
Take a break. And we're back. Okay, so our Miss Thing of the week.
Yeah, this is a big one.
Always a big one.
Always a big one.
Okay. Should we just get right into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's name our Miss Thing.
Miss Thing is Keke Palmer. Okay.
Wow.
She should be the host of everything, quite frankly. She is.
Yeah. She should also be the contestant and everything.
She is maybe the funniest person out there.
Funniest person out there, but also couldn't even, famous game, Funny or Serious. She's both. You cannot even land. Although, Funny or Serious. Keke
Funny.
Palmer. Yeah, okay.
Absolutely
yeah,
funny. Yeah.
Funny. Okay.
I actually kind of think that she would be a hands down funny.
Yeah.
Granted that she can do the drama, but I mean, she is meme queen.
Meme queen.
A scream queen.
Scream queen. Yeah, okay. What's the third? Nope queen.
Nope queen. Just queen of all queens.
Yeah, queen of all queens.
Yeah.
A judge on season 3 of Legendary. Amazing season, amazing show on HBO. Well, now Max. Rest in peace.
I mean, originator of Sorry to This Man.
Sorry to This Man, the famous Vanity Fair interview. Nope.
Okay, so how I make Keke about me is I have seen the film, and I would say I can't pick what films of hers are my favorite, but Nope is way up there on the list.
Of course. I mean, it's a
And
modern classic.
I saw Nope at the Writers Guild of America Theater.
How'd you get into that theater?
Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. But so it's for people who have a WGA card. You get to see it for free. And obviously, I love free things.
Big perk.
It was great, lived up to my expectations. But this actually brings me to the WGA Theater makes me think of you. And I have a feeling you know where I'm going with this, which is...
I know where
So, not too long ago, in the recent past, Greg and I found ourselves... It was a seminal moment in our lives, actually.
Huge moment.
We were
Huge
going
moment.
to, our induction ceremony to the Writers Guild of America. Big deal for us.
Big deal. Had been delayed. COVID.
Strike.
There were a lot of things that pushed us down the line. So we were finally getting to do this.
We finally... And so I'm excited. I'm like, wow, this is a big moment for us. We have worked our asses off to get to this. So the night before, I text Greg and I go, hey, are we going to the WGA Theater, where we see the movies, Nope? And and I'm like, I can trust Greg. He is a trustworthy person. I can rely on this man.
Yes, I can.
You would think that I also could do my own research, but I was like, no, I don't need to when I have a friend like Greg.
Yeah, sort of look in the multiple emails they send. As I also.
As you did, and I just was like, I trust Greg with my life.
Yes.
So I'm going to text Greg and say, just checking in, like, we're going tomorrow, we're going to this theater, the movie theater. And you immediately respond saying, absolutely not, nope. Nope.
Nope.
It is actually at this other WGA theater. And I'm like, oh my God, what would I do without Greg? Thank you so much for telling me where to go.
I remember this moment so clearly, too. I have never been so quick on my feet with a response. It was
so sure.
The moment you texted, it was like I already had the text bubble up, sort of responding.
Sending me, by the way, not only did you say like this stuff, you sent me a Google Maps to the building. Mm-hmm. So that morning, next morning, I go to your text, I click on that Google Maps address, I start following it, and the meeting started at 10 a.m. I'm already running late where I'm like, I'm going to get there exactly at 10 a.m. So I am going so fast because I'm like, great, my career's already over before it started. I'm going to be late to my inductions.
Going to know. They're going to be mad at you.
People are going to judge me. I'm not going to be taken seriously as a writer. So I'm racing there. I finally see the parking structure that we're supposed to park in. You have to go down this ramp into the parking structure. I gun it because I need to park as quickly as possible so I'm not late. Yeah. I gun it down the ramp to find that the structure is closed. There is a huge gate. My life flashes before my eyes. I barely step on the brakes quick enough to save my own life. And as I am about to die, I think of you and how I'm like, interesting. I thought that this is where I was supposed to go. And so then as I'm, doing a K turn to get out of this very tight parking structure, one lane.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, this is so weird, this gate. What happened in my life to lead me to this? And then I think, Greg. And as I think Greg, I start to see that someone is calling
Your phone
me.
is lighting up.
And then I answer the phone to like a little tee. The one thing I'm still a little unsure of is you did actually see this happen, this moment. Mm-hmm. Okay. And you kind of let it happen. No honk, no sort of warning at me, trying to basically unalive myself by going as fast as I can into a gated parking structure.
Yeah, thinking that the gate might go up if you go at it fast enough. Yeah, no honk, all bonk that morning from me. I sort of pulled up to, I pulled up to the Writers Guild, the wrong building. Moments before you arrived. It was close to 10. It was supposed to start at 10. I know sometimes these things go a little bit later, which is fine. It's a Saturday morning. I pulled into the parking structure and noticed the gate was down. As I'm pulling up to the building, I'm noticing, God, there's a lot of spots open on the street. Usually, a big meeting like that, parking lots almost full, spots around the building are full. I'm noticing, God, there doesn't seem to be a soul going in or coming out of that building. So I notice that the gate is down, and I go, I think I'm going to need to look at that email. And I pulled out, I backed out, I parked into a parking spot right outside. I go to call you. As I go to call, I see your car zooming past me, Fast and the Furiousing into this parking structure.
I had somewhere to be.
And I'm like, oh no. All of a sudden I hear the loudest screech I've ever heard in my life. I'm expecting it to be
And that came from me, not my tires.
Oh yeah, it was a cross between your voice and the tires. And you... I was expecting that to be followed up by a crash, and I think, oh my God, my friend is dead. Because I sent him to the wrong spot.
And I just want the listeners to know that there could have been some sort of waving of the hand or anything.
Sure.
And yet there was nothing. But I did make it out alive, and we did end up going the 15 minutes to the correct WGA Theater.
And we were late.
And but this is the thing, we were like 25 minutes late, and yet the meeting still had not started.
Which
is so LA, and it's like, of course, I could have gone the normal speed limit and made it.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh,
Greg.
well, I can make Keke about me any day of the week. There are so many things that I love about her career. Most notably in season 3 of Legendary, when she reads La Roche to Filth.
Oh my God. I actually just saw this a couple weeks ago.
You hadn't seen it?
I hadn't seen it like when it was airing, and then someone sent it to me and I loved it.
Keke is a genius, incredible wordsmith, and she absolutely reads him down. She goes, "Law, you are so tired." And then she gets him so good that he looks at her and he goes, "You ate that." And then everyone like screams and laughs. Oh, it's so amazing. Good. It's amazing. Also, Keke just guest judged on RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars, the first episode of the season, and
looked phenomenal.
Looked incredible. I loved her, like her hair, her gloves, and Ru at one point was like, "Is there anything that you don't do well?" And she goes, "No." And I just love her. She is so sharp. But the thing that sort of resonates most to me about Keke's career, her performances, would have to be the film Aquila and the Bee. An earlier film in her repertoire.
Okay.
I
know it well.
I, of course, say it with me, have not seen it. But, of course, the name has really stuck with me for years and years. Mm-hmm. And it very acutely sort of came into my sphere again this summer. As you know, my husband and I are doing a construction.
Read and write. Huh? You learned to read and write.
Oh, yeah.
And you watched Aquila and the Bee.
Still learning. Learning. Mm-hmm. I'm a student.
Yeah.
And
you're always kind of a student in that way.
Sure. So we're doing a construction project. I don't want to get into the details. It's been very long, very intense. And at one point, we started seeing bees going in and out of an exposed sort of an electrical dish, whatever, the plugs. So there were bees. Oh, can you not do that while I'm speaking?
I have been waiting to sneeze this entire episode. That felt so good. Okay.
Oh, thank God.
I think I'm going to keep sneezing now, but keep going.
Okay, should I take a break?
No,
Should I take a teaser vibes? Teaser vibes, the real ones know.
You really should take a break, but keep going.
Okay.
Take a break.
Thank you so much for allowing me to speak on my own pod.
You're welcome.
Okay. So we noticed bees going in and out. This electrical, I cannot think of the name, but it's a plug.
Circuit.
And we're thinking, oh God, I think bees have taken up residency in this home.
It's impossible to get tickets already.
That is a good one. Okay, so we're thinking, all you hear, save the bees, which I love that. I'm nothing if not an environmentalist, first and foremost. Showman first, environmentalist second.
Mm-hmm. Always.
Yeah.
When I think of you, I think of The Greatest Showman, and I think of environmentalist.
Yeah. And 3, The Mentalist. They based the show off of me.
100%.
Yeah.
I would love if you did a little trick for us right now.
Sure. Is that what that show's about?
I'm assuming, doesn't mentalist mean like magician?
I was thinking like the CBS or NBC. Anyways,
yeah.
But I think that also is ringing a bell. So that's also me. So anyways, so we call one of those bee people, like a conscious
you
sort
call
of...
that woman from that documentary. What's the bee documentary? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Aquila and the Bee?
No.
Is it a documentary?
Whatever. We can cut this, but there's like a famous documentary of a woman.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Who like lives in... I don't know. I want to say it's somewhere in the Middle East.
I have heard of it.
And
I heard it's so good.
It's really good. I can't remember anything about it.
No,
the
of course
location,
not.
what the name of it is.
Sure.
But listeners, go out
Yeah.
and watch this doc.
Add it to the Miss Thing movie watch list. So this woman comes. She is very Silver Lake So she's working on that. She needs to like pull up the plank and whatever to see like sort of what's going on underneath. Only to discover, so we go talk to her.
Yeah.
She says the bees are really happy here. They love it here. They're happy. They love it.
You guys are nothing if not good hosts.
We are great hosts.
Yeah.
They're honeybees.
Yeah.
They're not like wasps. They're honeybees, and they've like all on the inside have created a huge like honeycomb. They're sort of like farm to tabling like within the walls of this house, which is incredible. And we're kind of like, oh, that's cute. Like we wish we could keep them. And she's like, yeah, I personally wouldn't get rid of them. Like in the olden days when bees would take up residency in a house, it was considered like incredibly good luck.
That sounds crazy to me. Listen, I love bees, but like, how can you coexist with like a beehive inside of your house?
She was saying that if like a drop of honey even like lands on the wood or whatever, they're so clean, they'll all come and like get up every last drop. Like they just are a really cohesive species. We could learn a thing or two.
So basically you want the bees to like kind of clean up your house, like be your maid.
Do my dishes.
Yeah.
Fold my laundry.
You're going to just drop honey in various parts of the house that you're like, this thing's a little dirty. Let's have them clean that up.
She's like, well, we're taking them to this guy in Highland Park who has like all of this. He has like space for them. He has like little like bees and colonies. He has like the space.
Like a bee sanctuary.
Yeah. I'm thinking, God, this guy's going to get all like my good luck, my good luck, my good fortune.
Get all my honey.
All I'm going to have is, a used DVD copy of Akilah and the Bee in my house to bring me good luck and me good fortune.
You know that, this is just like a fun little factoid for you, which is Akilah and the Bee also makes me think of when I was in a spelling bee in middle school.
Sure.
And I prepared for the weeks leading up to it. It was against this girl, Megan. Well, I knew that Megan was going to be in the competition, and she was like the smartest girl in my grade, or one of.
Of course.
I get there thinking like I just have to beat Megan, and then I get to the thing, and I realize it's actually just me and Megan. There's just two people in the competition, just Megan versus me.
Did no one else enter?
I don't know, but anyways,
like something they should have told you ahead of time.
Exactly. I thought it was gonna be like the whole school or something.
Yeah.
It was just the two of us. I immediately lost. But I do have at least, I can brag and say that one time I placed second place in a spelling bee. And I often
you lost to Megan.
Yes, I often do say, one time I placed second place in a spelling bee.
Yeah. Anyways, Keke Palmer, you can do no wrong. Need you in everything.
Wait, I forgot I have some games. I have two games. Okay.
Two games.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how they go. But I have a game for you.
Sure.
Okay. The first one is
I'm readying player one right now.
I can't believe I got this far in the episode, because the other thing that Keke Palmer makes me think of is, now I have spent most of my life being afraid to go to the movie theater alone. Like I'm always like, oh, like, will that be weird? I don't want to be like by myself. And then I run into someone and they're like, oh, look at that sad person by themselves in the movie theater.
I personally love going to the movies by myself. One of the safest, most comfortable thing a person can do.
Well, I've struggled with it, and then I've slowly let my freak flag fly. Mm-hmm. And one of those, I feel like I remember the first one I did was for like Planet of the Apes with James Franco or whatever years ago.
Okay, the Mark Wahlberg as well.
And not Mark Wahlberg.
Okay, I'm not.
But you are actually kind of getting on something, because keep Mark Wahlberg in your head, because that's going to come back.
I always keep Mark Wahlberg in my head at 4 a.m. when he's been up already for 3 hours.
Whatever. So it was like years ago when
I'm
the
on
James
his
Franco,
schedule.
of course, you got his body.
Yeah. And his career.
Yeah, absolutely.
And his
oh my God,
temper.
you're being psychic right now, because there's another game that we're going to get into. But the first one is, I'm
being psychic. Keep that in your heads, listeners and watchers.
Okay, so then it made me think of the second movie after the James Franco Planet of the Apes, whatever it's called, I saw Hustlers by myself in the theaters featuring Keke Palmer. And so that was...
That's one you should see with a group.
Yes.
You shouldn't be admitting
Greg,
that
you are literally predicting the game.
Of course.
Which is... Okay, I'm going to list some movies to you, and you have two options. Either see alone...
Alone or group.
No, not even group. Alone or rent out the theater. Okay?
I love this game.
Okay, so I'm listing some
Hit
games.
me.
So, Hustlers.
Hit
Yes. Oh, I will. Mark
Yeah, okay,
Wahlberg,
okay.
calm down. Yeah.
Okay. Hustlers, group. Rent out the theater. Rent out the theater.
Madam Web.
Rent out the theater.
Cats.
Rent out the theater.
Okay. J-Lo, This Is Me Now.
Rent out the Sphere in Vegas.
Great. Don't Worry, Darling.
Solo. See that
Okay.
alone.
Miss Pettigrew Lives for a Day.
You know, I personally would rent out the theater, but I know no one would come. And I'd be
Okay.
watching that
So
by myself.
solo. Okay.
Well, you'd be there, but...
100%. Yeah. Salmon fishing in Yemen.
That's a movie I'd nap through. So Solo.
Okay. Transformers Dark Side of the Moon.
If I must, Solo.
Okay.
I don't want anyone to know I'm seeing that.
Wow. Now, that's it. That's the game.
I love that game. Wow. We
Um,
need to bring that back.
Oh, absolutely. I was having so much fun thinking of movies. But then every movie I was thinking of as it is kind of rent out the theater, you know?
Of course, they were all rent out
Yeah,
the theater.
They really were. I kind of was expecting you to rent out the theater for all
For
of that.
Salmon.
Yeah.
I know, but I needed to throw you for a loop.
You
Now,
always-
if you
don't
said
need,
notes
you don't
on
need
a
to, you always
scandal-
do.
No, if you said notes on a scandal, I'd say
Rent out the theater.
shut down the city. Shut down the city. Shut down the state.
Oh,
And bring
national holiday.
Yeah, sort of
Yes.
eclipse vibes, totality
Yes.
vibes.
You definitely need special glasses to see.
Okay, what's your other game?
Okay, so my other game, and it's so crazy that you bring up Mark Wahlberg, because I was talking to someone about Mark Wahlberg, and listeners, I'm just not his biggest fan for reasons that we can go into on a later date.
Sure.
So then I was with a friend, and then I was like, I can't remember the last time Mark Wahlberg's been in a movie. And then they were like, he's kind of always in movies, Tim, where have you been? And I was like, this is where my Venn diagram does not match up with Mark Wahlberg.
Sure.
And so then I was like, really? And so then we started Googling his recent movies. And now I want to play a game with you, Greg, which is this a Mark Wahlberg movie or is this made up? God. So you can say real or fake.
God, these are good games.
Okay.
God,
So
these are good.
your only answer is real or fake. The Family Plan.
I think that's real. Real.
Okay, you are correct.
Okay.
Mile 22.
Real?
Real.
Okay.
Larson.
Real and rent out the theater. Larson.
Fake, but we are going to write it for him and we're going to rent out the theater.
Okay, we're renting out the theater for Larson. Okay.
Me Time.
Fake.
Real. Okay. Iron Strong.
The sequel to Country Strong. I'm gonna say that's real.
Fake.
Oh,
Okay. Tycoon.
real.
Fake.
Okay.
Father Stew.
That has to be fake.
Real.
Actually,
Real.
I should have known that had to be real because that is so psychotic.
by the way, these are all movies like within the last like 6 years.
What?
Yeah. Like it's not like a movie that he did. Like these are all from like 2017 on
This is what he wakes up at 2 a.m.
to
for?
do. Okay. Infinite.
That seems real.
Real.
Okay.
Bulldog Choke.
Bulldog chode?
Bulldog Choke.
Bulldog choke.
Yes.
It's so crazy, I gotta say it's real.
That is fake.
Okay. Well, what's
Okay.
going on with,
Yeah.
with your brain?
Yes, I know. Because they're all kind of flavors of the same thing.
Sure.
Joe Bell.
Oh, I want to say real. I want to say real.
That is real.
Joe Bell.
Joe Bell.
Is Kevin James in that as well?
I bet.
Okay. These are all recent?
These are all recent. Okay, last one. Stack the Deck.
I'm going to say real.
Fake.
Okay.
Literally, it is all of these movies. Who is watching them?
Who?
And also they are all those movies that we just listed. I'm like, they all kind of seem like they have the same premise.
And they all grossed over $1 billion at the box office.
Oh,
and he made
100%.
$50 million for each of them.
Those two things popped in my head.
Thank you so much. Wow, this was very exciting. I'm ashamed that I did so poorly in the
you did.
the Mark Wahlberg.
No, I loved it. It actually means I did my job well. Okay, let's take a break.
And get into Diva Down.
Welcome back.
We're back. Okay, we're going to do Diva Down. Diva Down is our segment where we talk about and give unsolicited advice to something in the culture that currently needs
Our help.
our advice. And we're going to
Absolutely.
give it to them whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
And our Diva Down this week, this is big.
Okay, our diva down is the rumors that J-Lo and Ben Affleck are divorcing.
They're on the outs.
And this has shaken me to my core.
It's taken the world by storm. It's taken the Miss Thingiverse by storm.
Oh, absolutely. This news has shaken me to my core because J-Lo and Ben give me hope of life is really hard, and these two people have been put through the ringer. The amount of tabloids,
Sure.
the amount of trauma that was inflicted upon them.
Yep.
And then for them to re-find love again 20 years later.
Yeah.
It just fills me with hope and happiness.
Yeah.
And so then to now be hearing these rumors that they're divorcing, I'm kind of like, this is unacceptable.
Sure.
I need something to live for, and this is something that gives me happiness.
Yeah.
So my advice is, let me step in there and fix this. If there's any truth to this, I'm gonna go get my license in marriage counseling, and then I am going to call them up.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna sit down, the three of us, and we're gonna work this out because you absolutely could not divorce.
That's good. That's good. They're the ultimate on again, off again, on again, trying to be off again. They give hope to the really, really toxic relationships that we find ourselves in. And I think that's beautiful, that one day we could be on again.
Okay, wow.
For a few months.
Different take.
To sort of go off
Yes.
again. For them to go off again at this point, it's just like, guys, okay, maybe we got to stay off. But I have hope.
Okay.
Never say never.
That's
The
never.
thing that sort of strikes me most about this is that, of course, you and I predicted this
Oh.
in episode 1 of Miss Thing.
I mean, I will give you credit where credit is due. You really predicted this.
We predicted this. And not only did we predict that, we also, via our teaser the week before, predicted the Gollum movie,
Oh my gosh.
which we've got to get you in for.
Oh, absolutely. If I'm not the first call, how dare you?
I do believe Andy Serkis is going to sort of be
Andy
involved.
Serkis, a younger version. I guess they'll do it in CGI.
Yeah,
but a
you
younger
could play
version.
the younger Gollum.
Yeah.
You could play Gollum's son, which is the film.
Nicest thing you've ever said about me.
Yeah, it's a film. And I meant it that way.
Yeah.
It's a film. It is ultimate. This is under wraps, but it's a film about Gollum and learning to accept his gay son and the two of them coming together. Put that in your brains because we've predicted everything so far.
I mean,
what
you
will
predicted-
Miss Thing predict next?
You predicted the Mark Wahlberg game that happened in this episode.
You guys-
There's other stuff we're forgetting, but we've predicted some other things.
Heed our words.
Yes.
Heed our advice. We are also the Miss Cleo of pods. Okay?
Oh.
We are the Miss Cleo of the podcast space.
I would like to say that we are psychic detectives, Laurie McQuarrie style.
Yeah. So anyway, my advice, to J-Lo and Ben is heed our advice. Listen to Miss Thing, and
And let me
be
step in there.
careful.
Put me in the ring, coach.
Yeah, and Tim, put him in.
And listeners, I know we say this. I think we should end every episode this way, which is watch J-Lo's This Is Me Now.
Yeah.
Not narrative feature.
I believe there's also a documentary sort of.
Oh, right. Yes.
I
We will
haven't
watch
gotten
that
it.
together.
We'll get to that
Yes.
one. Okay.
Okay. Well,
All
we
right.
did it.
We did it. We love you.
Bye.
Bye. Miss Thing Podcast is created, executive produced, and hosted by Greg Trimmer and Tim Zintek.
It's produced and edited by Benji Simons, with cover art and additional creative support by Claude Zines.
Follow us on TikTok at Miss Thing Podcast and on Instagram at Miss Thing Pod.
New episodes drop every Tuesday. Watch on YouTube or listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Please subscribe, rate, and review, but only raves. Strictly 5 stars and above.
Follow Greg at Greg Trimmer and Tim at Tim_Zintek on all social media. BONK!